Welcome to another AMA with Kadena Project Network. In this episode, we'll be speaking with the team from Kawaii K9s. This conversation was recorded on November 25th, 2022, live on Twitter Spaces. The views and expressions in this AMA do not represent the views of KPN directly and are not to be considered as financial advice. Please make sure to do your own research on the projects presented. Also, make sure to follow our account to be alerted of new uploads. Now let's get started. Enjoy. Welcome to another AMA with Kadena Project Network. Today we are talking with Kawaii K9s. Very cool project that we've talked to not too long ago, and they've now released their mint and as well as a second collection as well. Both very cool. So let's get back into catching up. And how have you guys been? How has things been going?
Well, thanks for having us. Things have been going great. We actually just passed 25% minted on the Kawaii K9s collection. First of all, before we really get going, I'll apologize if I do rug every now and then. It's because my internet, of course, is somewhat slow. We are currently in Micronesia, where we currently are living and working. So it kind of comes and goes. But the project has been going great. The Kawaii K9s have minted out, like I said, just over 25%. We're approaching like 1,000 remaining, so almost 1/3. And we're very thankful to everyone who has minted one of those or several of those. And then also our Angel Doggos project just launched, and I saw this morning we sold another. So that's 10% sold on Angel Doggos as well. So going great.
Yeah, that's really good. I was checking in as well on the sales, and things look like they're going really cool. And the ones that people have minted, like going through the K9s, they're really cool. I'm really enjoying some of the artwork, especially some of the kind of out there ones, like the big afro wigs and the fruit hats and things like that. So it's really cool to see all these features come alive. And I also noticed another cool thing you guys have been doing is bounties. So you want to talk a little bit about the different ones that are on bounties, the ones that have been claimed so far and the ones that are still out there?
Yes, thank you. The bounties, I actually have that page up right now. We do have it on our website. It's Hooked on Nugs, spelled with two G's, /bounties. If you go to that page on our website, you will see the ones that are still outstanding. I actually got this idea from some other friends of ours who were doing NFT projects where they actually offered larger bounties for specific one of ones. But when we were creating our collection, we were thinking, what could we do to make something special? So we created 23 one of ones for the Kawaii K9s collection. Now, on the first day, when we originally started the mint, some of our most valuable awards or bounties came up instantly because of the randomized mint, and I didn't know what was gonna go out first. I of course had arranged the NFTs, what I thought might be the order, but then that got randomized. So I actually had some of the more valuable ones mint first, including our KMC Mining Club NFT award, which I hadn't even bought one yet because I was waiting for some of the money to come in from the proceeds to be able to admit to go over there and grab one of those. So out of our initial earnings, I've actually already given out probably about 50% of everything that's come in from the Kawaii K9s in awards so far, because a lot of our more valuable bounties had, of course, already minted. Currently, on our bounties page, you can see that we're offering some. We have a Donald Trump inspired Kawaii K9. We called him Ronald Gump. So he has a bounty on his head. There is a minted one of one. That one, we're going to give you an alpha creators pass for minting that one. There's Queen. We actually had made the Queen before she had passed, so it was kind of like just kind of happened that also had happened this year. But she has a bounty of 100 KDA on her. Other bounties that have already been found, for instance, were Mr. Moneybags, kind of themed after, I think it's Uncle Moneybags from, or something like that. I forget what his name exactly is, from Monopoly, and he had a 50 KDA bounty. Like I said, the KMC Mining Club NFT award that was given out. We have a few other specialty ones. As an example, we have a DocuShield one. Uh, that one, if you find that particular one of one, we're going to give you 100,000 doc tokens. So that might, be something you'd be interested in. Another one that minted out that was a little different because it included an in real life prize was our Bob Ross themed one of one. And that one, they won a coffee mug, a Bob Ross coffee mug for.
That's a very unique prize, that's for sure. I've never heard, like, most it's NFTs that have like kind of like their swag kind of stuff with their logos and their NFTs on it, but I've never heard of anyone actually. Now, like, was it a Bob Ross mug with like pictures of the actual Bob Ross, or was it like a
Yeah,
mug that had the, oh, okay, I was thinking
yeah.
maybe it was like a mug that had this NFT printed on it or something like that.
No, it was something I had thought of basically just like almost last minute as I'm sitting there thinking what bounty's going to offer. And Christina and I, that's my wife, she does all the artwork. We both like to paint. And so every now and then we kind of just like, I don't know, watch Bob Ross for the heck of it, and kind of like everybody else does. And I was just thinking, well, what could I do for a prize? And I was like, well, hey, Bob Ross mug. I mean, his name isn't Bob Ross. It's a happy little painter, but we all know who he's supposed to be. So then I just went to Amazon and placed the order for the mug and sent it, contacted the winner, and yeah, sent it to him.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, it's really neat that you're bringing real world prizes in and things like that. Now, when it comes to your other collections, for example, the Angel Doggos or the Pit Bull ones that were going to be coming out later, are you going to be running through the same thing with those of having bounties on the heads of certain NFTs in those collections as well?
Yes, actually, if you there again go to the Hooked on Nugs /bounties page, we do have a bounty on one Angel Doggo, one out of the 100. Uh, in that collection, there are 100 NFTs. There are 25 characters, but there's 4 variations of each character. So, you might mint the same, you could mint the same dog, the same character up to 4 times, but there will be something different about them. They'll either have a different background. Some of them will have a Kadena colored skin, which would earn you an IRL prize, which I'll talk about that in a second. Or it'll have a Kadena background. That doesn't really get you anything extra, just, for fun. And then we do have a one of one in particular, which is Betty. Now, she is a character that appears 4 times as well, but only once as a diamond skin. So she's actually like made out of diamond. Now that diamond in that picture is an actual diamond. It's my wife's engagement ring, the ring I gave her. So it's basically just a scan of that diamond. So it's a real diamond. And then if you mint that one, you'll win. I believe it's I want to say it's 50 KDA, but you can see that of course on our bounties page as well. With the Angel Doggos, I'll probably go ahead and explain uh, a little bit of that. The collection, of course, like I said, is 100. But with that collection, if you're a K9 Kawaii K9 holder, as you can see on Minted, they're 35 KDA. But if you hold a Kawaii K9 in your wallet, as the Angel Doggos mint out, I just load up the wallet that minted one, check it. If it's holding Kawaii K9s, I then refund them 10 KDA. If they mint one with a Kadena colored skin, however, they will win a special extra prize, which is with all of the Angel Doggos, if you mint one, you can then request a customized artwork based on your own pet. in return for free. It's included in the price. That's why the price is a little higher. And we will eventually, when we can, once we can mint them out on Minted as well, we'll probably do it in blocks. We will return those custom artworks to each individual as an NFT as well as the file, higher quality version of the file. And if you mint an angel doggo that has a Kadena colored skin, the skin, not the background, you will also have the option of requesting your custom artwork in addition to the Angel Doggos artwork on a coffee mug, or your own customized artwork as a very small print. So basically, anything that would cost the same as printing a coffee mug, just a small little physical print of it. So that's just a little bit extra, something that we did for that collection.
Now I see going through the ones that have been minted, you've already gotten one Kadena skin dog that was minted, which is kind of really neat, and also one with a background for Kadena. So it's cool to see that they're actually already coming up. And that have you had anyone contact you yet about claiming like an artwork of one of their dogs or anything like that yet?
We've been contacted by 4 different folks, and we're going to be helping them out soon. We haven't received any photos yet, so we're just kind of waiting for that to come through. As soon as people start sending us in their pictures of their pets, we'll be getting on those as quickly as we can. We've already done some angel doggos over on Ethereum, and we've actually done, I think it's like, I forget how many customs, but we do have some customs that you can view as an example on OpenSea, or basically anywhere you want to view Ethereum NFTs, and you can see some of the customs that we've done. They've proven to be pretty popular with some folks, so we're hoping that once we can get some of the customs out, that might help kick in some more sales as far as the angel doggos are concerned.
Awesome. Yeah, it seems like people are really starting to like the K9s. I noticed like they've been picking up a lot in sales, and the fact that there's 2 still to be revealed, which means you've had a couple of good mints in the last few days on the Angel Doggos. It shows that people are really liking it, because I'm finding by talking to a bunch of different projects right now that people are having a hard time minting. A lot of people are not really wanting to part with their KDA right now, as their markets are kind of unsure of things. How much do you feel like that's going to really affect things in the long run? And if so, are you considering adjusting future collections to reflect that?
Yeah, so I know it's kind of a tough time for everybody, ourselves included. Christina and I, we do, I guess we do missions work. Is you could basically, some people call it aid work overseas. So we do a lot of stuff for people. We give a lot of things away, but unfortunately, ourselves, even in real life, we've had to dial back even some stuff that we can do, just because of the amount of money coming in. Even for that, people usually send donations, and I know Christmas time's coming. It's a time when we're giving away clothes and candy and food and stuff. But even that this year has dwindled down some, not a lot, but it has some. So of course that would also carry over to crypto. As far as far as we're concerned, we're hoping that we will eventually mint out, and I believe we will. As far as what I try to tell people is, think of it this way: with the price of Kadena, especially with it being around 80 something cents right now, 90 cents, it's really quite cheap to go ahead and pick something up for 5 KDA, because you're looking at, it's like what, $4 or something like that. Same thing goes with the Angel Doggos. We're offering them for 35 here. They're $60 on Ethereum. So we've already have the price on Kadena to try to, because we're wanting to just sell everything on Kadena. So we're kind of pulling out of everything else that we've been in. As far as Ethereum, we're just forgetting about that for the moment, because that's pretty dead. And we're trying to concentrate everything, all of our efforts onto Kadena. And it is, of course, affecting us as well. I am thankful that even through it all, we've still been moving some. We've been able to get down to almost 30%, sold, or get up to that number, and we're getting down to 2/3 remaining. So that's awesome. It will take some time. I think that once we can start talking about Pit Bull Bushidō, once we can start putting out some more teasers for that and explaining what we're planning with the next collection, then people might come in and start minting out the remaining K9s quicker.
So that kind of sounds like a little teaser as to the whole tying the original K9 collection back into your future collections. So I'm assuming that, just guessing out there, that people who own K9s will have some kind of early access or some kind of cheaper rate or anything like that. Kind of the same thing you're doing with the Angel Doggos, of if you hold K9s, you get a discounted price. Besides that kind of idea, is there anything even more special that you want to maybe share about what is going to be involved with these pit bulls? Because they're going to be, from what I remember talking to you last time, that the pit bulls are going to be the largest not the largest collection, but the one that's the most extensive and built out.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and explain some of it. And I know some folks are having some of our connections breaking up a little. It sounds like you and I are okay. So hopefully the recording of this turns out. It's probably me and my end with my internet. But so I apologize about that. All right. The Pit Bull Bushidō collection. It is going to be 47 characters. They are all going to be named. They're basically all one of ones. When we release them, we are going to release them in blocks. So I'm going to try my best to explain this if you could follow along. There are going to be 7 virtues of Bushido. And the virtues are, if you think about them, it's like heroic courage, honesty. Those are some of the virtues. When we release the Samurai collection, the Pit Bull Bushidō, we will launch probably one virtue a month. When we drop one virtue, we will drop 7 samurai at a time, 7 characters, each as an individual collection. So we're going to not do it as a blind mint. We are going to release the characters individually, numbered and named, so you know what you're getting. You will have a sample of what the image will look like. We might include a couple of like maybe a one of one here or there that's something special of the characters. But as an example, when you log in to Minted sometime next year, and we've dropped, say, heroic courage or something like that, and you see the 7 characters, you'll see their names. So as an example, famous samurai was Tokugawa. So if you wanted to mint yourself a Tokugawa character, you would then just mint one, and you would get one of we're planning on only releasing 50 of each character. So that's like, so of the 47 characters, there's only going to be 50 of each character. We might increase that number because we're wanting to make it so that every Kawaii K9 holder has an opportunity to have a free mint from that collection. What we're planning is that if you're holding a Kawaii K9, and my opinion or my advice to someone is, if you're collecting Kawaii K9s, try to collect 47 if you can, because that will make the Pit Bull Bushidō collection completely free for you. And of course, the Pit Bull Bushidō collection is going to be a higher price point. We're going to probably raise it either to 7 or to 10 KDA for the Pit Bull Bushidō. So buying yourself a Kawaii K9 today for 3 KDA or at normal price for 5 KDA should incentivize you, if you're interested in the Pit Bull Bushidō. Of course, not financial advice, but if it's something that you would be interested in the future, it'll save you some Kadena down the road. And if the price of Kadena goes back up, it'll save you a lot. But there's going to be a little over 2,000 if we do only release 50 of each. That means of the 1,500 Kawaii K9s, each minter will get a free samurai character. So as the collections come out, so as the months go by and the virtues come out and the 7 characters a month drop, people can come in and they'll collect them. Now, you can mint 1 from each virtue. You can mint 1 of each of the 7 characters in each drop. Of course, there'll be 7 different drops. The last drop would only contain, I believe, 5 characters. There again, there's only 50. We will set a wallet limit of only 1 per wallet for each character. And then for the folks that have more than 47 K9s, we're going to try to figure out something else to do for them, because we would either help them with some free mints of the remaining Pit Bull Bushidō if there are any at the end, or something else. Now, as these characters come out and as you collect them, the goal should be to collect all 47 characters. If you collect all 47 of the Pit Bull Bushidō characters, that will, as long as we can do it, which we're working on that now. We're trying to get the funds together. It is difficult because sales are a little slower with the K9s and the Angel Doggos. But if things pick up, we'll have the money to do this. We are going to print a physical playing card set, character card set to be specific. We want to eventually make some sort of a trading card game, but for starters, it's just going to be physical cards, physical, like Pokemon style character cards with the characters printed on them as a full deck of 47 cards. And if you collect all 47 of the Pit Bull Bushidō, we would then mail you a deck of those cards, just so you have a physical representation of the NFTs that you have. We also want to do prize tiers. So if you mint only 1 of each virtue, then you would win like a T-shirt or something like that. We would like to do some gifts for more people, but because it's basically a free mint, we're probably going to have to adjust some of the plans we've had. We have huge plans, great plans. If we were millionaires, we'd be just like, giving everything away and everything would be awesome, but we're not. So we're having to figure things out as we go. But that is somewhat of the plan. So the Pit Bull Bushidō is our next collection coming 2023. It will drop in what we're thinking in order to avoid pandemonium and just confusion galore. We're going to launch them in a similar fashion to what happens on crypto.com, where you can come in there and they're 1 of 1s, but technically 1 of, let's say, 50, 1 of 50s. And so you will get, as an example, Tokugawa number 3 or Tokugawa number 50 or Tokugawa number 1. And that character you have will be the same character that everybody else that mints that character has. It'll be identical. It'll be the same exact NFT, same exact, picture, but it will be your character. So the goal is then come in, mint 1 of each of the characters. As the virtues drop, continue collecting the characters, and at the end, you will get the character cards mailed to you. And there again, if you get your Kawaii K9s today, and you buy, and I do try to tell people, I do appreciate folks that come in and buy a whole bunch of them. I know that there's one individual who has really bought a lot of them, and I've been very thankful for him because he's been a huge help to us moving some of the K9s. And he's gotten real lucky. He's won. I mean, he's bought a lot of them, so he's lucked out and got a lot of the 1-on-1s. But we're very thankful for that. But I try to tell folks, at most, you really should, only really need to get like 47. Because if you get 47, then that makes the Pit Bull Bushidō a free mint collection for you. The other reason why we're slowing it down to a once a month drop for the characters, so 7 characters a month until the last month it would only be 5, is we're wanting to make it easier for folks to get their Kadena together. And I know times are tough for everyone, and we're wanting to make it so that it's fair and it's slow enough of a launch that it builds up over time. And then the last month, which will be towards the end of next year when we drop the last 5 characters, that'll be the last 5 characters, and since it is a smaller collection, it'll be the collection that you'll want to get, because only the folks that get one of that last 5 characters to complete their set. So say everybody has 40 41 or 42 rather, and they need to get the last 5 characters. You're going to want to be there for the last month to get your last 5 characters, and uh, once you do, then you will have the ability to get those character cards mailed to you. So it's a lot of info. We've been working really hard to try to figure out a way that we could do this as easily as we could. I know some people would say, get a Discord. Personally, we just are really busy in real life. Christina, she's the only artist. She's the one that's been working on all this. She's been working on it really hard since July. Some of the characters are already done. They're looking really awesome. But we're just trying to make it something special and fun, and also a reward for those who have been with us from the beginning with the Kawaii K9s.
Awesome. No, I totally understand pretty much everything you just said about that. It is like you said, a lot of information, but from what I understand, it's fairly basic, simple. It's going to be 47 pretty much different collections of about 50 per collection, and each of those 50 are going to be the exact same from each other, basically like a card in a deck of cards. And then if you can collect one from each of the 47 collections, then you will be able to earn a free deck of cards mailed to you of those characters. So that's pretty much a quick breakdown of it. Would that be correct?
Exactly, exactly.
So, like you said, it's not a big collection. So 47 times 50 is 2350. So they're not like it's a huge collection. And considering that there's only 1,500 Kawaii K9s, that's just over 50% of the other collection. So really, if you were to offer everyone that buys a K9 a free mint, then for sure, it's not gonna break the bank, and there'll still be lots left for the public to buy out. So I don't see that really being a real issue. But as far as the people who do mint more than 47 K9s, maybe a thing of the first thing that popped into my head was for every one over 47 that you own, you get like 0.01 KDA off of minting one of the other cards or something like that. Just a thought of just a way that you could possibly keep track of that, but it would be something that you'd have to, follow the wallets and know, exactly how many people have and all that kind of stuff. But just a thought that I'd throw out there.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what I had thought as well. I do know that that's the part that's going to take me a while to do, because I need to collect the wallet addresses. I might actually even look at seeing if somebody might be interested in helping us out with that. I'd be willing to pay them a little bit. Like I said, we're not rich or anything, but I might be looking to bring somebody on to help me with that, to just make sure that we get that straight, because I would like a second pair of eyes to help me make sure I get all the wallets and do a spreadsheet just so that I can keep it all squared away. Um, but yeah, I was thinking that for the remaining, like there's the one individual, I believe he has minted now over 100 K9s, so he's got a pile of them, and but dude's really lucked out. He's actually collected a lot of the bounties just because, I mean, he's gotten so many, and so it's been working out well for him. But I was already thinking, like, even for guys like him, yeah, I would just let him have a piece of whatever was left after each collection had minted. The leftovers, just say, hey, you can come in and we'll do a private mint for your wallet addresses, whoever has so many, and we'll just do it like that.
Or even, I was trying to think of like if they have double the 47, so like 94, or more, maybe just offer to send them, 2 decks.
Yeah.
If they buy all four set or all 47, just be like, hey, would you like 2 sets of these cards? Because who knows in the future? Do you have any plans for in the future making it so that the cards themselves, do these characters have like stats and everything on the cards? Like, what exactly are the cards more involved?
Yes. So the reason why we're doing it with the 7 virtues is the virtues were going to be a condition of the stats of that character. So, as an example, if they are included in the heroic courage drop, there will be 7 heroic courage, powered characters. So their levels. The best way I could describe it to you is if you've ever played Fallout. In the very beginning of Fallout, like for instance Fallout 4, when you have the different like physical stats you can give yourself up to 10 points, we'll probably have it laid out like that of the 7 virtues, and then they will have different and basically based on the virtues. So the virtues are loyalty, honor, respect, courage, honesty, integrity, righteousness, stuff like that. Uh, Based on those, they'll have different strengths and abilities. And the character cards, like I want to say we're creating a card game, but I don't want to over promise, because like we're trying to do that. We want to do that, and that is the end goal. But we will just have character cards that have some stats on them, and we do already have plans to do more collections. We're wanting to do something like where we'll eventually do some castle cards. So, like as an example, later on we'll have a smaller collection where you could then mint like bases or castles, and then those would also give you like an add-on pack. And then later on, possibly maybe some other, Japanese themed or other warrior clan themed collections. We do have some plans. I won't say anything because I don't want anybody to steal my idea, but we do have some other like warrior groups, let's just say, of that certain time period, and maybe we can do something where we have a similar theme, similar idea, and then eventually if you collect all the character cards, we can then work out a way of creating some sort of a Dungeons and Dragons style type of card game, but it would be card based, so we're working on that. We're brainstorming that constantly, but all I can say for now is that as far as like NFT artwork is concerned, it's pretty cool. I mean, I know folks love the K9s, and that's awesome. We're very appreciative of that. And I know that the Angel Doggos are popular with a lot of folks, and we're really looking forward to getting some of these customs out so people can see that. But just wait till you see some of the samurai. They're really cool. Like I think they're going to be pretty popular. And with them only being 50 in each collection. Now, the original thought, of course, was I was going to release 100 of each individual character, so there would be 4,700 total in this collection. That's the original plan. Uh, we may revert to that if it looks like we're going to have more than 50 individual K9 holders, because we're, like I said, we're trying to make sure that we're fair to all the K9 holders. We're just wanting to we're keeping an eye on that right now, so it'll either be 50 or it may end up being more than 50 of each character. It just depends on how many K9 holders there are in the end, because that'll be the base point for where we start for that, because each individual K9 holder will get a free mint. So we're working all that. This is all changing constantly, but this is the way we figured out the easiest way to do it is to release each character individually as 47 different drops. And so yeah, we're building up towards that, and I think it'll be a lot of fun.
I'm glad to hear that you guys are brainstorming and thinking way into the future, because it just shows that you're dedicated and you're here to stay and you want to build something really cool. And as soon as I started thinking about this card game and these collections and how you could have like different releases, all I could think of was pretty much like Magic the Gathering kind of cards, where they'd have different releases and different releases have different characters and different things in them, and power up cards and all this kind of stuff. But then to also link NFTs into it, I believe in like 10 years from now, we're going to be seeing things like Magic and stuff like that being used as NFTs, because they'll see that with NFTs, you can secure something, tie it to a digital signature, tie it to a digital private key, where if I wanted to say I had all of these Pit Bull NFTs in my thing, you could develop a game where I sign in with a QR code, connect my wallet to the game, and then all of my NFTs are interactive on in the game. So like that was just the vision I see, and also where I see NFTs a good gaming use case for NFTs, because people always in the gaming industry, people hate NFTs. Like people are like, there's never going to be a use case for NFT and cryptos in video games. But like this is one I could definitely see. Like Magic the Gathering online is a huge game, like with a huge following. And that's basically what it is. So definitely
Yeah,
cool to see that you could build something like that.
yeah. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because I actually went to a geek store. I think it's called Geek Out, and I went down there, and they actually have an area with a bunch of folding tables set up, and a bunch of just young folks down there, getting their cards and collecting them, and sitting around and doing trading card games with each other, and opening their packs, getting real excited, seeing what's in there, and we had originally wanted to do this as a blind mint, and then people could come in with a set wallet limit of 50, mint themselves 50 K9s, and then just when the reveal happened, they would see what they have and what they would need, and then we would set up a trading website, where an NFT trading website, where they could come in, people could list excess characters that they have, and then they could swap with each other for characters they need. But just based on my experience, that I would be getting a million private messages every day of people asking me how to explain it, how that would work, and I just don't know if I could keep up with that, because I know that I would have to be dealing with each individual person trying to find their missing characters and which characters they have. Is this the character? And it would just create mass confusion. So I thought, when I was on Crypto.com's NFT site last year, or earlier this year rather, I saw that that's how they were doing some of the collections, and it's just like one of 5,000, and it's the same picture over and over again. It's the same JPEG over and over again that they're releasing, and I'm like, well, I could do that, because of course we're just releasing the character cards. So that's kind of where the idea came from, to just release it like that. And then, as far as like you were saying with the cards, uh, we had already thought, like, one way we might do it is, we were also thinking that we might send two decks of cards to people, and then what they could do is play a version of Old Maid for starters. Like, I can't give you too much, but you can start with that. Or some sort of like a matching card game, like for kids, like you lay them all down face down, and then you just have to match the cards. Something like that, for starters, just so people can have something to do while they wait for future collections to come out. But we are brainstorming. We have a lot of ideas, and I think a lot of them are pretty good ideas. The only problem is, of course, funding, and we're not wanting to do any kind of IDO or anything like that. I know I myself have been burned in those before. We're not wanting to overpromise, but we are trying to tell people we are here to stay. We do want to stick around. We do have a lot of plans, and we're not going anywhere. And we're really hoping, and we have uh, moved all of our concentrated efforts onto Kadena. We originally got into NFTs on Ethereum. We have a couple of collections up over there, but we basically have just switched over completely to Kadena, just because we prefer the ecosystem. We're thankful for the people that have supported us and bought from our projects so far, and we're looking forward to offering more, and even giving back to those folks as time goes on.
Well, considering with the bounties and things, you're already giving back to the community. Like, for example, maybe one of these people that find one of these bounties, like someone could go in right now, mint one NFT and score themselves 100 KDA for spending 5 KDA. Just randomly, they could mint the queen and just bam, you just won yourself 100 KDA. So really, the whole, chances of it, you got a much better chance of probably rolling this than you have in a lot of the other crypto like coin games and things like that are out there. Kind of feels like this has a lot more chances to actually pay off. And like you said, with all the benefits in the future of getting the free mints in for the pit bulls and things like that, and also the discount on the angel doggos, Yeah, I don't see any reason to stop people from going and pushing this mint forward with these Kawaii K9s. I'm gonna guess and say within the next month or two, you'll probably be sold out with if you can just get more people involved, and hopefully things like this AMA and spreading the word around, and like you said, a Discord would be nice, but like you said, you're very busy. But there is people in the community that might be willing to help run something like that. Would that be something that you'd be interested in if, someone else was willing to, like a bunch of really well-known community members were to step forward and say, hey, we would help you with this? Would that be something you'd be interested in?
I would be willing to accept the help. I only feel bad because I can't pay everybody. That's kind of like one thing. Like I want everybody to be able to have something coming in from it. It would be something that I would like to be able to do, as basically like give everybody a split. But unfortunately, like I said, we're operating with very, very low overhead. Our overhead just costs. We're operating just under the radar. So like, I'll give you this number as an example. Like you said, we have given out a lot of prizes. In some ways, that has come back to haunt me. In other ways, it's actually turned out to be a big help because people can see that we actually are telling the truth. Like the one that just kicked me as soon as it launched was the KMC NFT because I'm torn because I had originally said, and I believe it was Kevin here in the space that minted that one, and I was like, I don't have the money for that right now, but I don't want people to think I'm lying to them. So I just went over there and I was able to grab one for like 200 KDA or something like that. And then I sent that over. I was able to transfer that almost immediately. I think it was within a couple of days of launch. Same thing with some of the other prizes, like even last night with our Thanksgiving giveaway. I'm in contact with some people because I'm sending it to them in blocks because I do try to save some of the Kadena myself in a savings wallet because we're I'm trying to accumulate myself by making some Kadena up ahead. But as an example, in my savings wallet, I think I don't even have half of the Kadena we've made. Something like that. It's somewhere in that area because we've given out like 50% of our profits, but we just are trying to do that to keep building with the community, and we're just building our future KDA community and trying to get more people to come over to Kadena. So we are actively also in other spaces as well. I've done my best to bring people over. My brother-in-law actually is the fellow that put us on to Kadena originally. He has bought some of the uh, Kawaii K9s himself. He really wants the froggy one. So if anybody sees that one of one, it's the one wearing the frog onesie. It's one of one that was already found, and that was 10 KDA prize. Whoever minted that one, you can sell it to my brother-in-law probably for like probably at least 20 KDA. So you might want to consider doing that. But it's just been fun, and we're looking forward to trying to do more. Of course, as time goes on, we might, of course, with the economy, with everything being the way it is, we might have to adjust our prize winnings. And like I said, I wanted to give more than just a free mint to the K9 holders. I was wanting to do with the Pit Bull Bushidō. I was wanting to go ahead and do tiered prizes like T-shirts and stuff for free. Unfortunately, the merch launch may also have to be purchased, so I'll probably give everybody who holds Pit Bull Bushidō characters a discount. And then, of course, we'll try to figure out something where we can do some merch for free, but uh, we will have some merchandise, T-shirts and stuff. They're pretty cool. I think they're turning out pretty cool. On the back, it's going to be written out the virtue and the meaning of the virtue, and on the front will be a picture of one of the characters. So, I mean, wearing that, I know samurai theme stuff's pretty popular. I think those will be pretty cool. I believe it'll just be like a Teespring store or something like that. So we're just going to try to keep some of the costs low as far as that's involved. Uh, but yeah, we have some plans and we're trying to do our best to see them all come together.
just did a little quick math on the leftover bounties. There's 375 KDA worth of bounties left to be redeemed, plus the token ones and the Pit Bull Bushidō NFT ones. So still a lot of good prizes left out there. So people should be definitely getting out there because there's still 1,092 right now standing on Mintit, I believe. So lots of chances for people to definitely mint one of these really cool one-offs, and definitely still lots of chances for people to get in and get their 47 that they need to get a completely free collection, pretty much like an entirely free NFT collection. And considering that you're saying that the price for the pit bulls is probably going to be double, if not what the K9's price currently is, then you're pretty much getting that whole collection for half price just by owning the K9. So all around, everything links back to the K9s, even with the Angel Doggos and the discount there. So hopefully we can get a good push going on these, and you can get yourself really going and really get a lot of these funds coming in. Because one good thing too about a lot of your bigger bounties getting kind of pushed out of the way is that, yeah, you took a big hit at the start having to pay out all these bounties and buy the KMC mining NFT, but since most of them are gone and you only have a few left, it means that at least the rest can go back into the project. So, there's plus and minuses that go along with it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And so from now on, like from here on out, I just bought a bunch of doc tokens the other day in the dip. So I already have the 100,000 DocuShield tokens. We did reach out to some other Kadena projects at the beginning and just asked, hey, we're doing a collection. We'd like to include your, logo or something in one of our one of ones with a specialty prize. At the time, we heard back from a couple, which was a couple of the uh, other token coins on Kadena. And so what we did is I was an IDO holder from a couple of those, so I myself I myself am a little have a little bit of a dip in that department, but I've got plenty of those tokens laying around, and so we're just going to give those out as an award for those. You can either take the tokens and then switch them back to Kadena, or you can keep them, hold them, see if they go back up in value eventually. We were trying to spread things out a little. Of course, I know a real popular character, highly wanted, is Ronald Gump. Um, Stay tuned for him. Hopefully, he'll come out soon. I don't, like I said, I thought originally, like, with the way the mint was happening, I thought I might have an idea of where everything was, but then, like I said, it completely randomized, and so I was like, caught me off guard. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I really don't know how this is happening, because I had tried to position some of my more valuable bounties down towards the end, and I'm like, okay, well, never mind then, never mind then, they're already out, and so, but I think that actually helped us build a little bit of credibility because we were able to go ahead and say, no, no, I'm telling you the truth. This is actually what we're planning on doing. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Then the three largest prizes, I would guess. Well, I guess the remaining two largest prizes would be the Alpha Creator Pass, which is valued at 150 Kadena. So if you're someone in the future who would be wanting to release your own NFT series on Mintit, uh, try to grab that one. The Queen at 100. Got a lot, got a lot of stuff out there. And then there again, yes, free mints in the Pit Bull Bushidō. If you go ahead and get yourself 47 K9s, um, feel free to mint more than that if you want. But just not financial advice. But I would say if you're wanting to get the biggest bang for your buck in the future, try to cap it at 47 because, like I would love for everybody to go in there and just go ahead and mint them all out. But I'm just trying to help you, just wanting to help you. I'm trying to make sure that everybody has a good grasp of what's going on here. So if you're wanting the Pit Bull Bushidō collection for free, which that would cost you if you were purchasing them probably up to 470 Kadena total. If you're wanting to get that for free, uh, then go ahead and try to grab yourself 47 K9s. And today there's a Black Friday sale that we did. We dropped it to 3 KDA. So if you have 20, go grab yourself 27 if you want to, and that'll make your next collection basically free, and you would then get the character card set for free. And then also keep an eye out. We are planning on launching a few teasers of some of the merchandise, which would be the T-shirts, maybe a few other things like maybe some coffee mugs. I know nobody really uses them anymore, but maybe some mouse pads and stuff like that. Just to have something up there on a maybe like a Teespring store or something like that, to just have some stuff available for those who would be interested in getting some merch as well.
Hey, mouse pads are not out of style. I'm sitting in front of my desk right now, but I will say if you're going to do mouse pads, if you can, try to do like the extra large ones because those seem to be very popular. Like my keyboard and everything sits on my mouse pad.
Oh yeah, yeah, something like that would be cool if we could do it. Like maybe we have like the color carry through where the keyboard is, and then have the character under where the mouse is. That's something like that would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But there's lots of stuff like that you guys could do in the future with this, and definitely you're building something that is definitely unique and definitely special. And like you said, you've shown that you're serious. You've already paid out all these bounties. It was a way, like you said, it was a good way to show how serious and committed you guys really are to the project. And hopefully, this will bring a lot more people forward, and hopefully a lot more people will get into it. We had a request to speak here and see if someone has a question to ask here. Elijah. Here we go. Oh, see if he jumps up here. There we go. Feel free to ask a question if you have one. Elijah, if you have a question, feel free to go ahead and ask. You are ready to speak. Or maybe not. Anyhow, so looking forward to the future. Hopefully, like I said, do you have any kind of expectation on dates? Like you said, probably not until maybe not until the new year on looking on getting out the pit bulls, or are you kind of waiting to push more canines out the door first until you kind of make that decision?
We're currently targeting March for the beginning of the launch because we would like the seventh selection collection to be in December or the end of the year. So if we start in March, that should put us on course for the next 7 months to do that collection drop. I know it's going to take a little bit of time, but we're kind of like I said, we're wanting to spread it out for folks who maybe still need to buy some, and so they're needing to get some coins together. So we're gonna probably make it happen by March. Christina's working really hard on the artwork. Of course, she's pretty swamped, and like I said, there again in real life, we are pretty busy ourselves. But I think if we can manage to, and that's something we're really hoping on, if we can manage to mint out the K9s and the Angel Doggos. It would be great if we could do the Angel Doggos as well. But if we can mint both of those collections out by March, and I know that's a big ask, but like I said, we're down to about only we've already sold about a third of the K9s now, and 10% of the Angel Doggos already in just over a week. If we can manage to mint them out, that will be what will help us launch the merch collections, and then also have all of that lined up and ready to go for a complete organized launch come March 1st. So March 1st is the target to launch the first 7 characters of the first virtue.
Awesome, awesome. I can't wait to see these pit bulls. I know I've seen there's been a few little sneak peeks here and there, like on the website. There's kind of shaded out pictures of them and things like that. So I'm very interesting. Like the outlines definitely look cool. So I can't wait to see what's hiding behind those shadows. It should be definitely interesting to see. So everyone listening, make sure you guys go and check out Kawaii K9s. Make sure you follow them on Twitter. Should we also be following like your Hooked on Nugs account as well? Like, because I know like you speak through a couple of different accounts. What are the best ways to keep up with you guys?
The Kawaii K9s has become my main account. It was Hooked on Nugs originally, which is still our overall account. I mostly use that one when I'm on other chains as well, other than Kadena. So the Kawaii K9s is basically the Kadena Ecosystems account for us. You can see down in the listeners the Pit Bull character. That's the Japanese, the kanji there. You can see that's for Pit Bull Bushidō. So if you want to follow that account as well, you can stay tuned. There again, like I said, yes, the Pit Bull Bushidō, they're really cool. I think they're going to prove to be popular. Christina is part Japanese herself, so she's enjoyed some of this artwork. But it's just really awesome, and the background pictures as a little bit of a example. In the backgrounds, you'll see they'll be blurred slightly because we're accentuating the character, but all the background images in these characters are pictures that I've taken in Japan of different castles or different locations. So that's just a little bit of an extra little nod to Japan there, and something that we thought would be cool to include. If you look at the Samurai one of one in our K9s collections, you can see on the Bounties page that is a little bit of an example of what they might look like down the road. So you can just take a look at that, and then we're just trying to get everything, all of our ducks lined up to do this. There are a couple of ideas that I've had that we might be able to build in the future. This would require a lot of work that's beyond me at the moment, and of course beyond our funding. But we had a couple of ideas for potentially maybe a comic book as well, just with a little story that kind of includes all of our collections together, kind of tying it all into a neat little package of a story, something like that. But until then, until further notice, the K9s are going to be what leads you to the Pit Bull Bushidō, and hopefully that is a collection everyone enjoys and has a lot of fun with.
Awesome. So make sure everyone goes and follows the Kawaii K9 on Twitter. Also go check out the website. Everything is linked on their Twitter page as well, but their website has pretty much all the information you need for the Kawaii K9s, Angel Doggos. It shows the bounties, and it also gives a little bit of background on the Pit Bulls as well, and some teasers. So make sure you guys go check them out, follow on their account, go to Mint It, grab yourself some Kawaii K9s as they're on sale right now with their Black Friday sale going on Mint It. So you can grab yourself up a bunch of those, because it looks like they're going to be playing a big part in the future of this collection and will net you some free NFTs. So thank you very much again for joining us. I was glad to have you guys back on and be able to catch up with you, because you guys are building something really cool and something really amazing. So thank you very much for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for having us. I know you're a busy guy. You guys are all busy, and I do love the Koala wallet. I do love the on ramp because I really hate having to purchase KDA on an exchange. I actually have some tied up right now. I'm waiting to get released so I can transfer it out, and so that's great. And appreciate all the work you guys are doing and for taking the time for us. And if you are part of the community, if you do already have some K9s, if you can, give us a shout out. We do want to try to be as friendly as we can with everyone. And like I said, we're doing our best to keep our word to everyone. Just stick with us, and we'll get through all this together, and we should have a lot of fun and a lot of cool NFTs along the way.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight and tuning in for this AMA. It's really great catching up with you guys. And like I said, make sure everyone goes follow Kawaii K9s and go grab yourself some NFTs. So thank you very much everyone for joining, and have a great evening. That wraps up another amazing AMA. Thank you for listening. Here at KPN, we strive to bring an open platform for projects being built on Kadena to present themselves to the community. Please ensure to do your own research on each project before investing. Also ensure to follow us on all our social media, from Twitter to subscribing to our weekly newsletter, to ensure to keep up to date on everything KDA related. You can find all the links in the description below. Take care.